Do you feel like a victim of office politics? Stop the bleed. Do you want to sculpt your mindset into an unshakable fortress? Execute the neural reset. Reclaim your sovereignty. It's time to build.
System analysis initiated. The subject? The neural architect. You know that feeling of bitterness or depletion you get from systemic failure? Well, you're not just tired. You are operating on corrupted neural pathways. These are ingrained patterns of thought that actively drain your cognitive resources. So this explainer, it's going to move beyond simple motivation. We are deploying targeted cognitive resets. Think of them as specific mental exercises designed to dissolve disillusionment and let you reclaim your cognitive sovereignty.
You have to stop letting a broken system dictate the architecture of your own brain. The engineering process starts right now.
Okay, so to re-engineer the mind, first we have to diagnose its corrupted state. Data from recent workplace studies shows a critical threshold has been crossed. Systemic fatigue is now so pervasive that traditional solutions like grit are not just ineffective, they're actually harmful. They accelerate the burnout cycle.
See, when you experience chronic disillusionment, your brain literally undergoes a physical reorganization. We call this neural fusion. It's a really dangerous process where your sense of self-worth gets tangled up with institutional outcomes. So when the institution fails, your brain doesn't see it as just a business problem. No, it perceives it as the personal biological threat. This forces the amygdala, your brain's threat detection center, to expand.
And the consequence of this state? It's a fundamental shift in your cognitive priorities. Your brain starts prioritizing defensive skepticism over actual executive function. That bitterness you feel? It's a protective mechanism, but it's gone rogue, and it's consuming your mental resources.
And this rogue mechanism is costly. Think of it as a corrupted software loop running in the background. Cognitive neuroscience models suggest it can consume up to 80% of your daily baseline mental energy. This isn't just a feeling you see. It's a measurable drain on your cognitive resources, leaving very little for deep work or creative problem solving.
So, how do we fix this corrupted architecture? This is our system roadmap. First, we'll decouple your identity from the system. Then, we'll deploy a neural reset protocol. And finally, we will engineer a permanent performance pivot.
Now, this protocol is a core component of the Nirvana Mode network, which means access is restricted to members. You'll need to secure your place now to continue the reset procedure and unlock the full suite of cognitive tools.
All right, step one of the protocol is a philosophical decoupling. You must learn to reclassify systemic failure. It's no longer a personal reflection on you, it's just an external data point. It is noise in the signal of your own progress.
This here outlines a really powerful technique called cognitive distancing. You basically reframe your work environment as a non-cooperative simulation, a training ground. The goal isn't to win their game, but to extract skills and data for yourself. This is what interrupts that bitterness loop. You stop bleeding mental energy into a system that doesn't deserve it, and by doing so, you protect your core identity.
Protocol initiated. It's time to execute the active rewiring.
In those moments of high stress, when you feel that automatic cynical thought starting to fire, you're going to deploy these targeted cognitive interrupts. First up, the sensory anchor. You physically touch a specific object on your desk. This grounds you in the present moment, pulling you right out of that emotional spiral. Second is micro-habit stimulation. This is where we engage the logical part of your brain.
So the anchor, it shifts your nervous system from a reactive survival state to a proactive focus state. Then, immediately after a setback, you engage your prefrontal cortex, the seat of rational thought, with a high-logic task. This forces your brain out of its emotional burnout center. What we're doing is leveraging neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new connections, to build new pathways to focus, no matter what chaos is happening around you.
But this is more than just a single procedure. We are engineering a new, resilient cognitive architecture. You can think of it as a mental hardware update.
And here, we can see that hardware update in action. On the left, you've got the corrupted baseline, where your focus is on external things like company recognition. On the right, that's the rewired baseline. Your goal shifts from company recognition to radical skill mastery. Emotional investment gets replaced by a focus on your personal output goals. And external validation, that's replaced by self-sustaining growth. When you prioritize your own output over broken systems, you become unshakable.
You operationalize this new hardware with a precision-based morning routine. Now, this isn't about journaling. It's about cementing your identity as an elite performer before the digital workday even starts. So by the time you log in, your identity is already fixed. You are not an employee reacting to emails, you are an architect executing a plan.
So, you have to ask yourself, is my professional worth currently coupled to an external system? Am I just reacting, or am I actually building something?
The final step is to make this new cognitive architecture permanent. And you do this by creating a feedback loop of micro wins. Each small, consistent victory reinforces the new neural pathways. It makes your high-performance mindset resilient against any future fluctuations in the professional landscape. This is how you build a self-sustaining system. You are no longer a victim of workplace cynicism. You are the architect of your own peak performance. Transition complete.